So when they spoke about the rising, the one my granddad fought, he didn't talk about the bloodshed that its revolution sought. He just wanted to forget it and to move on with his life, to take up the plough and hayfork and put away his knife, to put away the hatred and to put it in the past and to push it past those people putting Paddy last. So in 2016, the people must decide how best to honour heroes from the risen rising tide. And I wonder what they'd tell us, those fallen Fenian blokes, if we could channel them through clairvoyant Bernie Stokes. And would Porrick Pierce the poet preach the prattle that's paraded about our sovereign subjugation since the IMF invaded? A scholar and a skeptic of the septic British collar that sent millions to the trenches for pennies on the dollar. Some say he was a terrorist, some say that he was gay, so he'd have urged us for a yes vote if he was here today. Would Connolly, when summoned to speak beyond the grave, stay silent on those issues, turning us again to slaves? Screaming hell upon the system, driving fear into its features, telling Alan, John and Enda where to stick those water meters. If connection was established to the spirit of MacDonagh, would he tell the gathered audience, turn a blind eye to the plunder? And the raping of our heritage, the pillaging of land, these pills they make us swallow to convince us things are grand, or to sit in sullen silence with our heads stuck in the sand, or to rise up as a nation, in defiance, make a stand. Well, the next to make the breakthrough from the other astral plane was Sean McBride and Sean McDermott, two stalwart sons of Erin. Well, Bernie didn't know what hit her. The spirits rose and wailed, outraged at the incidents of activists being jailed. Incredulous, the corporations broke a ring without rebuke that pisses on the proclamation that the rising undertook. And incensed at the media's distortion of the truth, turning a minor crisis into ISIS with a water-filled balloon. Well, next up was Michael Collins, not executed on that day, but still doggedly determined lads to have his soulful say. And he wept tears of ectoplasm at the chasm of the elite. He saw the laws that separate them from the man upon the street. He saw the Gardaí busting heads instead of walking on the beat. He heard the lies of politicians, of corruption and deceit, and there's spinners spinning spam to spin you back into your seat. And the coverage is cowardly on the likes of RTE. Did we lie down and take it when they stopped us being free? As the coffin ships departed while they sipped their morning teas, and when the rapists and the killers were given uniforms from the fallen men of Flanders, whose bodies were still warm, we blew them all to bloody pieces, but we never wished them harm. But for our sons and daughters joined their fathers and the mothers on their farms, but impeded by the superseding weight of foreign arms. Well, the ghost of 1916, lads, their words would leave us reeling, and Bernie Stokes possessed, man, she was floating on the ceiling, and her head had spun around at least 600 degrees as the leaders of the rising saw a country on its knees, where a greed like influenza infiltrated like disease, and all her artists, all her poets, all too busy saying, please, please sir, can we have some more to finish our degrees? And please sir, just a bit less of these inequalities. For in 100 years from now, our grandkids will look back upon the men and women who tried to take this country back, and their pictures won't be put on stamps or sculpted out of stone. Their faces look you in the mirror every time you stand alone. Of the ordinary people with the extraordinary dreams, the day the rising of the water capsized the war machines.